The ending is really good. She gets challenged ultimately by me directly calling her a sex offender, and she can't take the heat. Normally people who get called a sex offender, they get offended and they want to correct the record. They tell people you better not say that to anyone. But Ada knows essentially that she has become a sex offender. So when I call her that, she just goes click click, hangs up at the end. But Aiden, when I spoke to Aiden, then and so everything is pretty much self-explanatory in the phone call. The only thing that you need to pay attention is when Wendy Muhammad. See, Wendy Muhammad is not any type of a medical person. She's completely like a business person. So Wendy Muhammad told me some strange reasons, like I had some legal issues and such, and that's why they dropped me as a patient and they sent me a termination notice, which obviously they never did because they can't produce that letter. But anyway, and so when I spoke to Aiden, and this is kind of, so they're not just, they're not perfectly coordinated, but also really Aiden could not really use Wendy Muhammad's lie, because Aiden uses the only lie she can use, and she says that I did not follow the doctor's treatment plan. That is the only reason a doctor can actually give to drop a patient. So she says that lie, and so that's the only thing. Everything else is self-explanatory.
Hi, Mr. Kazan.
Yes, hi.
Hi, this is Eva from Dr. Dormer's office.
Yes, yes, okay.
I just left you a message last week. I just wanted to apologize just for the delay in your record request. We have not forgotten about it. It's just being processed, and we're very behind on the records request. So I just wanted to give you kind of an update that we are processing it, and then we'll be as soon as it's ready.
Okay, so that's the records from what day?
I believe you just wanted your records request. You've only been here twice.
I've been there 4 times. I've been there 3 times in 2014 and 1 time a few months ago.
No, so when you came in February, you weren't seen as a patient. When you came back, that wasn't a visit. You didn't see the doctor.
Okay, so, I was told in February when I spoke to, I believe it's Wendy Muhammad?
Yes, correct.
Okay, she told me that she was going to send my records from the previous times, email it to me. I should have it within like 1 day, and now it's how many months?
And that's why we were calling to apologize just for the delay. Normally, the turnaround time is not that fast. Normally, it takes a minimum of 2 weeks, and then we're behind on the records request. So that's why I was calling you. Just
right, but this is like 3 years old.
Correct. Yeah.
Right, and also when I came for the visit, you do realize that Dr. Dormer did see me. And when I called in, your employee did ask me detailed information about my medical condition. And then you called me back, and you called to confirm my appointment. And when I called back, I got like an answering service in the evening, and the answering service is the only person who's actually not connected to your office. But every other person in your office, they practice medicine under the license of Dr. Dormu. So you do things like asking me, when I called in and I spoke to the person to make an appointment, she put me on hold first, and then she asked me exactly in which way my fingers are numb and so forth. So, if she were doing that, she's actually practicing medicine without a license. But she did that because she's doing it under Dr. Dormu's license. And in fact, you do have the initial paperwork I filled out with your office, which you gave me a copy. It does show that, all the staff is authorized to actually do medical stuff on behalf of Dr. Dormu. So now you're trying to divide everyone up saying this is somebody else, but everything comes under Dr. Dormu. So now I guess, in some doctor's offices, now I know in Dr. Dormu's office, I guess a lot of people get a lot of extra time with Dr. Dormu itself. But like in other doctor's offices, they see like 4 or 5 patients at the same time, and they kind of go from room to room. They have like a medical assistant doing this and that. So really, the doctor doesn't have to sit there with you for half an hour to call it a visit. So I think
I'm not sure, Mr. Kazai, what are you asking?
Okay, when I came on February, when I came to your office in February, I called your office.
You want notes for the February visit.
Exactly, because Dr. Dormu did see me. He came out to the office. Dr. Dormu came out to the waiting room and he visibly observed me. So, which is a good part of a medical evaluation. And Aiden, you came out and you visibly observed me. And so whatever information you could pass, I guess you're not a doctor, but you could pass some information back to Dr. Dormu. But when I called your office initially, the person just didn't make an appointment. And contrary to what Wendy Muhammad said, and in fact, what she told me is when I called in, the person who answers the phone, it's their job to be nice to everyone. So does it mean that they were the only ones authorized to be nice to me, and you and Dr. Dormu and Wendy Muhammad are not authorized to be nice to me? Is that how it works?
I'm not sure what.
Oh, I think I know what happened. You called me. You got me there to get a medical observation, didn't you? Didn't your office, why did you call me into the office without giving me an actual full visit? But actually you did, because you did every component of a medical exam. The only thing is you observed, you took the information, you didn't give it to me, but you shared it with whoever you are engaging in the wrongdoing with. Is that correct? Because now we do know that there is such a thing as a consultative exam. So if someone sues somebody else, if you fall, if you hurt yourself somewhere and you're suing them, and they may ask you to go for a consultative exam. And what happens in the consultative exam basically is that the other doctor who's not acting as a treating doctor, right?
Let me back up just a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
We can provide you the consultation notes for your initial visits and your ultrasound.
Okay, right.
Initial visit when you came in 2000, I believe off the top of my head, I don't have your records.
Okay, I came there in. Sure.
Tell you what we can do.
Sure.
So in 2000, I believe off the top of my head, it was in 2014, you came in for an initial consult, an ultrasound, and a follow-up, correct?
Right.
So those visits, what I'm saying is that we can process the record request. That's not an issue. I was just calling to...
Okay. Now, yeah, let me go back to the ultrasound. Right, let me go back to the ultrasound. There was an extra... Right.
Please. So we can provide those records. My point in calling you was just to apologize in the delay.
Right, but Wendy Muhammad said they already gave me... I know.
Can I finish, please?
Sure.
So when you came in February, when Ms. Muhammad came in, she came in to explain to you that you had been dismissed from the practice.
But why did you not... But Aiden, you called me yourself.
Can I please finish?
Did you not call me?
Can I please finish?
Sure.
So when you came in, Ms. Muhammad came in to explain to you that you had been dismissed from the practice. So that's why we weren't seeing you, because we have notes saying that you wanted to follow up with another doctor to see if it was necessary for you to come back. Or
I know, Aiden, but you called me back. Why did you not tell me I was dismissed from the practice?
Because when you called to confirm or called to schedule the appointment, we didn't have that information that you had been dismissed from the practice. That was in your older chart. We've changed the system.
Oh, come on, Aiden. I called your office. If somebody is dismissed from the practice, they would not be able to make an appointment. And that policy you have stated, usually it's for financial reasons when someone hasn't paid, but it's entirely I have your paperwork. You state that policy, and you also state that every single employee there is authorized to be a delegate of Dr. Dorbu. So you cannot come back and say that one person is this and one person is that.
I'm not speaking to anything to do with that. So what I'm trying to get...
Why did you call me? Right. You called me into the office and you basically you did a full medical workup. It's just that you didn't do it on my behalf. You did it on the behalf of some fucking murderers, right? Is that what's going on? Dr. Dormu is conspiring with some people who have injured me. Why did you call me to the office? Why did you call me to the office?
I have no idea what you're speaking of.
Why did you call me to the office? You have no idea what I'm speaking of, but Wendy Muhammad said this has been well thought of, and when I came in for the visit, the reason Wendy Muhammad said is exactly mentioning some legal issues. And now, so why was that dismissed from the practice, Aiden?
Because you weren't following the doctor's plan of care. So if you were choosing not to follow the doctor's plan of care, then you would be dismissed from the practice because you're not following what he's recommending.
Okay, so Aiden is telling me that I wasn't following the doctor's plan of care. But Wendy Muhammad said there were some issues, some legal issues, which I had some letter or whatever I had sent to Dr. Dormu, and that's the reason I was dismissed. Now, which plan of care did I not follow? Aiden, you're lying. You called me in to get You called me in to make an observation for the people who Dr. Dormu is working for, because you didn't have an observation for a few months. You wanted to see how the condition had progressed.
What you're referring to, because Dr. Dormu doesn't have anything to do with any other doctor that you're seeing or speaking of.
Okay, then what is this letter? Right, because then Wendy Muhammad is talking about an entirely different matter. Because Wendy Muhammad, when she came and spoke to me, in the first place, when I sent things, nobody ever mentioned a person by that. I did see online that Wendy Muhammad is someone who works under Dr. Dormu, but Wendy Muhammad never had any contact with me. So when I came to the office in February, Wendy Muhammad said that, this has been ongoing and she's had all this information and she's been sharing it with lawyers. Now, you just told me that nobody else has my information. Wendy Muhammad said,
No.
Can you tell me who has my information?
You're putting words into my mouth that I did not say. I didn't speak to anything to whether who has your records or doesn't have the records. I said I'm not aware of what you're speaking of. So,
well, you just said I was dismissed from...
Can you hold on one moment for me?
Well, no, Miss Muhammad said... Wait a minute. Miss Muhammad said that I've done the records request before. And so she's just going to send me a copy. Why don't you send me the copy of what you sent me before?
I'm letting you know that your record request is being processed. I'm apologizing.
No, Aiden, you are lying. You called me to the office to make an observation. Did you not call me to the office to make an observation?
I'll give you a call and let you know when it's ready, okay?
And when will you be calling me?
When it's ready, I will give you a call.
When is that? After 5 more years or something?
Mr. Desai, I'll let you know when the record request is ready, okay?
Okay, when will that be?
And just let us know if you need anything else, all right?
Yeah, well, I am letting you know what I need. I want my records from the February visit as well.
Okay, I will see what I can do.
Can I have my records? Can you email it to me? Ask Miss Mohammed. Now, who is Nana? And right, who is Nana? Right, who?
I'm gonna end this phone call because it's not. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Who is Nana?
No.
Right, who is NANA? Right. Now who?
I'm letting you know that we're processing your record request.
Right.
Ready, we'll call you.
Right, but the word processing means nothing.
Okay.
You haven't given me any kind of time.
Mr. Kazai, that's the information that I have for you, okay?
That's the information. Why didn't you tell me this when I called for the appointment? You called me back, Aiden. You said you even said awesome.
question or a different issue, I'm happy to help you. But that's all the information I have.
Okay, Aiden. Okay, so I do have a different issue. Can I ask you that different issue?
Sure.
Okay, Aiden, are you and Dr. Dormu sex offenders and perverts and murderers? Because what happened is somebody did those crimes. Aiden, you are a sex offender. Aiden, what is your last name? You are a sex offender.